Confidence, something we all deal with, and this is a video that might relate to you. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. Confidence, it's the killer of dreams or the bringer of success. You either have confidence or you don't, is what people think. And this is the question I always get asked a lot in conjunction to bad decisions, but never in good decisions, never when they're hitting it big with the right successful decisions, and we often forget about that side. But the reality of it is that it's not that you lack confidence, is that you have to improve confidence and keep growing it. It doesn't just happen overnight on one hand. On the other hand, if you don't continually work on confidence, confidence does go down. It does decrease. You need to maintain it at a high optimum level. Jumping into this email. Hi Nikos. I watch a lot of videos about growing wealth. However, I find it's all risky and I'm worried about things going bad. This is something everybody deals with, and it's all risk whenever you invest your money. You're not the first, you're not the last to say this. However, I also get upset at myself and really depressed when I see how much I could have made. How would you say I should approach this? Is it confidence I need to work on? And yeah, confidence. Why are you asking me this question? You know what it is. The question should be, how do I work on my confidence? Because you know this is a confidence issue. You've developed a bad habit where you allow fear to take over. And because fear takes over, the emotional side, not the logical side, the emotional side takes over, you start double guessing and trusting yourself, and then it trumps the logic you have on any one decision you're about to make. Confidence is something that's developed over time and is over a series of successes and failures. And some people will argue that, it's the failures that get us, but it's the reality of not working on successes or failures. It's the reality of not seeing, hey, what did I do to see success, or what did I do to see failure? Let's learn why we made the decision that we made, how it happened, so we can move forward applying it and making more conscious decisions that are positive ones. Put this into logic. You wrote this email in the way where it's saying, I have these great ideas to invest. I watch all this stuff, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go invest, but then it's too risky, so I don't. But then my logic, which was telling me invest, okay, which should have won, it's proven right at the end of the day, and I get depressed the fact that I did not invest. I did not move forward. I did not say yes. I get depressed and upset at myself, really, is what's happening. You start resenting yourself because you're not making that decision, because your confidence isn't there to say, yes, I'm gonna do it. So your logic is correct, but your emotions are taking over. And this is the critical one. This is a habit that has been established inside of you that's allowing you to do this. So what are the few things we can do? There's many ways to work on this. I'm gonna touch up on something that I've seen work very well with people. It's being able to look at both the positive and the negatives out of successes and failures. It's actually sitting down and really, really being critical of yourself. Why do we need to look at both? And why did I say earlier in the video that people usually come to me about confidence issues when they're failing a lot? Well, because when we start going down a series of bad decisions, it's one bad decision after the next, confidence really pops out as the reason to why failure is happening, and then we really focus on that. It's something that everybody gets into mindset wise. So what I want you to do is really look at, hey, the failure side first. What occurred when you went to do something, you knew it was right, it was logically sound, you're like, I can invest here and I'm gonna make money. And then once you write all those things down, I want you to write down, when did fear start happening? When did fear start popping in? And I want you to write down the fear side of things. What thoughts came in and when did they come in? And where were you at on a confidence level when, was it up here when the fear started coming in? And what did it look like? Because what you'll find is there'll be a zigzag over a period of days, and then you'll see that tank, and there's a critical factor that occurred at that moment where it tanked, where you made the decision not to. And this is the learning moment. It's understanding what were the emotions you were dealing with. It was the side of things that you couldn't control or you could control. And then how does that all relate to that decision? And how does that all relate future-wise? Secondly, I want you to look at all your successes that you've had and really write down the same thing. Where was the logic? And then from the logic, where did fear start jumping in? And where did confidence start playing the role? But instead of, that moment where it tanks, where you're coming up and down, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And then in the fear side, you drop because you decided not to. But in this side, it'd be the success side. And you're going to be like, oh, that one moment where you're like, you know what, screw the fear, I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden you had this spike in a yes and you went and did it. What was actually occurring with your emotional stability? What was actually happening with that logic side? And where was your mindset at? What was popping in? Write those down. Because what happens when we have success, it does not mean that you had success because of you making the right decision. Sometimes it's just pure luck. You just happen to make the right decision at the right time, and it was pure luck. And we see this a lot, especially with people that aren't seasoned stock players, stock market players, and they'll have a series of successes because the stock market's going good or whatever factors are happening, but then all of a sudden those things aren't happening anymore, and then their stocks start plummeting, or their investment deals or anything that they're doing starts plummeting, and then they're going, oh my God, what's going on? I thought I was better than this, and then the confidence just gets shot, and then they eventually not invest anymore. Once you do these things, you'll be able to establish a pattern. And once you establish a pattern, you'll be able to actively be able to look at any one decision that you have on your plate and say, where is the logic? Write all those things down. And then where's the fear coming in? Once you have, and I hate calling them triggers, but once you have that trigger of fear jump in where it makes you say, no, I can't do this, it's too risky. At that moment, you can look back and say, look at all these times that I did the same thing and my logic was sound. And what will end up happening is that you are going to be able to say, I'm not going to allow it to happen. You're going to start working to propel it away, and you're going to focus on the logic at that moment. And what you'll find is that it will get easier and easier every time this starts happening. And because you're monitoring it, well, it's bound to be more comprehensible to your logical side, and the fear motivators will go further out from your realm of that side of confidence, and all of a sudden you'll start making the right decisions at the right time. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button, of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. Of course, leave your comment below. Leave your stories, something that you've dealt with in the similar confidence issues, and what did you do? There's many ways to deal with this, and there's many ways to look at it. What worked for you? And who knows, somebody might be reading your story and you might help change a life.